TimeShot, yes, TimeShot. I'm in the place where my friends are, and I know together we'll go far. Yeah, TimeShot, yes, TimeShot. And I'm still doing things the TimeShot way. Hello, people, it's Potent. We're back on TimeShot. Now, today I'll just update you guys, I guess, on some of the stuff that's going on. Big news is that Beam, the site that I've been streaming from for quite some time now, they have now changed. Why did I have poppies in there? They have now changed their name to Mixer, mixer.com/poetplays if you want to follow me on there. If you haven't already, I mean, if you're followed on Beam, then you don't need to follow me again on there. It already follows me. So they've changed their name. It's an interesting name change. I don't think that I could be wrong, but I don't think that the marketing department at Microsoft had anything to do with the name change. I think it was just the staff of Beam alone who came up with it. So kudos to them for thinking of the name and implementing it and doing all of that on their own. Very good. And I guess I'm positive about it. To me, it doesn't change much. To be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't affect how I do things. All of the links have changed, but the old ones do still work and probably will work indefinitely. It's not a big deal, but with the name change comes a ton of new features and things that they're going to be doing. Co-streaming, for example, where we can have multiple streams. It's basically a built-in multi-stream. The mobile app is going to be all new and so on and so forth. There's just a ton of cool things that are happening that they can now that the name change is finally like a thing. I guess they've known about it for a while now, but now that it's a thing, they can now start implementing all of the other things that they started to do. Like they have an actual streamer space in New York City, which is kind of like, to me that's crazy. To have a streamer space, it's just crazy. I can't even imagine it. I wish that they had that when me and Fabe went to New York. I would have loved to have seen a streamer space and probably even use it if I had, number one, been streaming back then, and number two, if it had been a thing. The fact that they have a space that you can actually go to the 5th floor at their Microsoft store. I think it's in the financial district of I don't know where it is actually. I'll be honest, but wherever that store is, you can go to the 5th floor. I don't know how you register. It probably is a process. And then you get to stream live with their whole built-in studio. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy that they've done that. So that's exciting. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... here. Yeah. Lily pads. You're gonna need signs, probably. And... you know what? Well, no, I don't need 2 chests. I was gonna say, do I need 2 chests for every shop? So I did a stream from TimeShot the other day. And I worked on a few things. Last stream, I just worked on this pathway. You can see that it is a little bit different. When the prismarine shifts to this kind of a bluish color, I think that it looks so beautiful. It looks really good. Exactly the style that I want it to look. When it shifts a little bit closer to the green, like it is right now, this kind of a darkish green, I don't like how it looks. So I don't know if that's something that I can change in my resource pack to stop it from shifting to that green color. If I want to go that far with my resource pack. I mean, changing the water is one thing, but changing the way that a block shifts color, I don't know. That kind of takes away from the design element a little bit. So So let's just throw, you know what, I probably will have to do, I probably will have to have one chest for the purchases and one chest for the payments. I don't know also what I'm going to ask for, like, lily pads, for example. What do I ask for a lily pad? Like, it takes a lot of work to get a stack of lily pads. Number one, I have to travel all the way out to the swamp. That's number one. Number two is I have to run around the swamp, manually breaking every lily pad and collecting it until I get a stack. It's not easy. It's not as hard as, like, getting a stack of dirt or something like that, but it's not easy either. And the other element to this is that they are a limited resource. Like, yes, I've got several stacks of them right now, and I could go out and get more, but they are limited. Once those are gone from that swamp, and once they're gone from the other swamp, there'd be no more left. There would be no more left. You can't exactly grow lily pads. So, what do I charge for a stack of lily pads? I don't think that anybody would ever want more than a stack. I'm being honest. I mean, they're decent for, like, you know, little, if I grab, say, a few of them here, they do add a certain aesthetic property, you know? Adding a few lily pads. How come it always faces that same direction in that one block? There we go. Kind of want them to face other directions. It does add a certain aesthetic, but the main reason for them, I think, that people will want them, is like how I've used them. If we pearl over to where my sugarcane farm is. Actually, this might be the faster way. Woo! There goes, there goes, there goes. We pearl over to where my sugarcane farm is. You can see how I've utilized them, and other people have always done this. This is nothing new, but you know, stuff like this, where you use, I don't know how many this is, about half a stack or so, and you've got yourself a sugarcane farm, for example, where if you break a bunch, they float on top of the lily pads. They don't go into the water, so you don't have to keep diving down to pick up the broken pieces. And you can just run across it. You don't have to swim. You don't have to be careful with where you go. So they have obvious... This is the most obvious purpose for needing lily pads, apart from the aesthetics. The aesthetics are a thing as well, but to a much more minor capacity. Like, I can do... You saw. When I did that little pond up at the front, I used 2 lily pads. That's nothing. Over here, that's more like half a stack. So, clearly my target market, because that's what this is, right? My target audience, my target market is the people who are using big farms and want to be able to walk on top of the farm. I don't know if there is any market for that, but you know what? It didn't take very much effort to get all of those lily pads, you know, maybe an hour or two. Not a big deal if they sit here forever and nobody takes any. I'm not gonna cry about it if they never ever sell. You know what I mean? I'm also gonna have another one here, I think actually for sugarcane. So convenient that we just picked up a bunch, but I'm going to be doing sugarcane in there as well. Again, there's not a humongous market for sugarcane, but it's another one of those resources where if you, for some reason, suddenly need a lot of it, say for books, okay? Or even for sugar, I guess. But if you needed a lot of sugarcane all of a sudden, to get it yourself does take quite a bit of time, effort, sitting there, letting sugarcane grow, either finding it, grabbing it from other people, and so on and so forth. The convenience is key right here, where I'm going to have a little shop there just stocked with sugarcane. If someone wants a ton of sugarcane, they're welcome to it. I don't know if I want to just have like every stack of whatever it is cost 1 diamond, because diamonds are fairly abundant on the server. Like, I don't know if that's what I want to do, if that's too much, because getting 1 diamond as opposed to getting a stack of sugarcane, that doesn't take any effort. Getting 1 diamond as opposed to getting a stack of lily pads, well, maybe that makes more sense. So then do I have, you know, different... Oh, I should do one for leather, too. Do I do one, like, one would be several iron ingots for a stack of sugarcane? Like, do I change the currency type? Or do we just keep it to a diamond as the currency of the server? See, that I don't know. See, if you look at the JFC Just Fish and Chips that Tort runs, he charges 10 iron ingots for an entire stack of fish. And granted, you know, fish is something that we have tons of with the Guardian farm now. But it's all cooked. The work is done. That's a good price. I'm willing to pay it more than once. So do I charge ingots as well? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I should handle it or what the prices could be. Maybe you guys in the comments even have a suggestion. I don't know. I don't know. Well, so what else has been going on? I've been sick lately. Not like terminally or anything. Don't worry. But I've been sick with the flu. At least I think it's the flu. It's some sort of a flu. I don't know. It's not like I've been as terribly ill as people can be with the flu. But I've been very lethargic. I've been very dizzy, nauseous, headache, you know, that kind of fever. So, like, most of the symptoms of the flu. And it's been like that for just less than a week, I'll say. You know, about 5 days or so. And then, like, yesterday, I felt completely 110% better. 110%. Easily better. Today, again, I feel a little bit of fever in my cheeks. You know, like, I can feel it again. But I don't feel too sick. It's not that bad. So, I mean, you know, do I... Oh, you know what? I should... Let's try leaves on these little market stalls. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I make them look more aesthetically pleasing? Because, I mean, they all kind of look the same. I'll try something like hardened clay. Wool. Not sure. Not sure how I can make them look nice. But anyway, yeah, I've been dealing with the flu. It's funny, like I have a high tolerance for being sick, and oh no, you know what? There's bad things over here. I'm gonna go back and sleep first. Look at all the bad things. I have a high tolerance for being sick. For example, when I was in Boston with everybody at PAX, I had the flu so bad. I probably made everyone sick. But, you know, I had a really high tolerance for being sick. Where, like, I felt nauseous. I felt feverish. I felt dizzy. I felt like all of those types of things. And yet, I kept up with everyone. I never complained about it. I walked for miles with everybody, went to the same restaurants with everybody, interacted the same way as everybody else. Didn't let it affect me. You know, and that's always been kind of the way that I am. I don't let being ill affect me. When I used to work a day job at a real estate company as their IT manager, I don't think I took an entire a sick day even once. I think that when I did take a sick day, I probably came back after half the day just to get some work in. Like, I don't think that I stayed away for an entire full day. And that's just kind of the way that... ooh, rubber booties. Well, they're not too bad. I'll hang on to them and put them in a chest somewhere. That's just the way that I've always been. And so, like, with this... me being sick recently... basically, I felt like I had the flu, and I ended up recording 2 videos, even though I had the flu. What was I going to put in here? I don't remember what I was going to put in here. Maybe leaves? Leaves would be great, but actually why I brought these leaves was so that I could take, like, you know, just go like, you know, something like that. More or less. Kind of deck these out with some leaves. That kind of looks stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't like it. That I don't mind. I don't mind if they, like, surround... I'm gonna get it out of the way of the pathway here. Let's go with that. So anyway, I was sick, and what I ended up doing, I recorded 2 videos, did all the editing, rendering, all that kind of stuff. Went outside and started building a shed. Like, I have the flu, and I'm going out and building a shed. Cutting wood, getting up on ladders, hammering. You know, I don't need to explain what building a shed is, but it's not like it was just a pre-built kit or anything. It was actually like legit cutting wood, hammering nails in, building a shed while I had the flu. And then I ended up staying up, I think, until like 3 in the morning, hanging out with Win as she worked, just chatting. And like that is how I handle being sick. So it really has to get to the point where, okay, I now have double vision. Gee, maybe I should stop now. You know, like, it has to be so severe. Probably not good for me. But that's kind of how my last 5 days, let's say. I'm going to say week, but it's been about 5 days. So that's kind of how it's been. I like the leaves. I do like them. But I feel like the awnings on the top need to change to have some kind of a color. Maybe I have to get rid of the slabs. I don't want them to look like your standard little market stalls like what Edson did at the Christmas place. Not that I'm taking anything away from what he did, but I just see that look so often in like medieval builds where you have the striped awnings with the wool. I see that all the time. All the time. Does it look good? Yeah. But is it done too much? Yeah. I want different kind of stalls, maybe similar to how they have them at Spawn, and that's where I need to go right now and kind of just check it out, see what they've done at Spawn. I think Pudsey designed it along with maybe Edson as well. I don't know who else. Pudsey and Tort? Someone. I think it was Pudsey. Let's see. Go up here. So yeah, the Mixer thing, that was the big news of the day. Big things coming for Mixer as well. I've been sick, so there's that. And the other thing I want to say, and I can't say much about it yet, because I don't know much about it yet, number one. And number two, I can't say much about it yet, is that I may be gainfully employed soon. So I know that a lot of people have been asking, you know, how's the job hunt going? I literally made something like 50, maybe even up to 60 at this point, applications to different places. I've been to a few interviews, and it's looking like one of them is pretty good. We're kind of just doing the final paperwork kind of thing. But I can't say anything until that's all done. And I don't want to hype it up too much until that's all done, because you never know. You never know. They might actually come and say, well, no, we can't hire you. We can't. We tried, but we can't hire right now, you know, for whatever reason. So I literally cannot say anything yet. Ooh, you know what I like about these is that it uses a colored block on top. This one doesn't, but neither does that one, but it uses kind of color on the sides. I like that it uses a lot of slabs in the sides of the build combined with the leaves. I do like that. And you see they're rather small. See, this is Edson's argument, was that, you know, a larger stall is better, but this was Jake's argument in that a small stall is all you need. Oh, here we go. Edson and Pudsey. I was right. Minus Tort. I think I said Tort helped, but no, it was Edson and Pudsey. I like this. I like the little gate in the back. I like the stone. You know what? I might actually like screenshot that and just kind of like implement something similar. Maybe with wood instead of the stone. Or maybe I use the stone. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I kind of want to change up the stalls that I've got to something better. So there, anyway, those are the three kind of things that have been going on. I'm going to go right now. Actually, I'm kind of 5 minutes late. Need to go right now, and me and my brother are actually going to hang out for the day, for a little while anyway. Go watch the new Guardians movie, which I've been very anxious to see. And that's all that I really have to say about today. I mean, we literally didn't do much. Worked on some stalls and then ended up, you know what, I'm going to probably change the whole design. But I at least showed off kind of what I want to sell in those shops. So things like leather, things like maybe even hardened clay, leaves. You know, things that are a real pain in the butt to try to harvest and get and take time. I want to get things like that. You know, maybe even flowers at one point. Things that take a lot of effort in maybe wool, because wool takes a long time to harvest. And for the different colors, definitely. How did this guy get out? How did this guy get out? Is there a gate that's open? Who did this? Who did that? Who did that? There was a huge hole in the gate. There's just sheep walking around. But yeah, sugarcane like this. Here's maybe a place where I could put my lily pads, you know? Like, here's a good example of why lily pads are needed. Is like right here. So, you know, things like this take a long time to harvest. Things like wool take a long time to harvest. Even things like wheat takes a long time to harvest. I might want to do things like that to just kind of make it easier for people to do what they want to do rather than be stopped by, oh, well, I don't want to do this because it's going to take X amount of time to grind leaves. Or, oh, I don't want to do this because I have to go and find tons of sugarcane to make the books, you know, things like that. I don't want people to be stopped up by that. So that's what the purpose of my shop is going to be. And hope I love these penguins. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be seeing you next time on TimeShot. Bye-bye.